Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at the Perfect Effects Warden, and I've wanted this guy for so long, and I've wanted this guy for just as long as the Make Toys Iron Will, so it's been even longer since I've had to wait even longer for this guy, and I'm just so happy that I have it now, and for the price I got it at. I got it for $200 when typically, at least the ones I saw on eBay, were going around, 300. I don't really get that, but I'll get to that later on. But first we'll look at one of his 7 modes, but this is his I have the box next to me, so I'll see what they call this. The cannon tank. And if you hear me like cough or sniffle, it's because I'm sick, so I apologize for that. But it's called the cannon tank, and there's no other way to describe this than a cannon tank, because you have a big cannon, it has treads, or tracks I should say, and missiles all over the place. So yeah, I really like this. It's super dumb, super cool, but it's a Cybertronian alt mode. What do you expect? I don't know what IDW Fortress Maximus's actual alt mode is. I don't think it's this. But if you know anything about the Perfect Effects Warden, which you probably should if you follow the third-party scene and know anything about this toy, is that it is an upgrade kit for the original Fortress Maximus. So he wasn't intended to be just an IDW Fortress Maximus. He is a figure and an upgrade kit. So I'll open up the cockpit and I'll show you the little headmaster. I've never really been able to figure out how to fit him in with this like sitting flush and everything. So that's why it looks a little weird. But just take this off and pull him out, and we'll need this anyways. But yeah, here he is. You can see his piercing red light piping. I love that. This is just or I should say, since this toy came out before Make Toys Iron Will, this guy is like basically a downscaled version of that headmaster. It transforms nearly identically. Obviously it doesn't have a face changing gimmick, but it transforms nearly identically. It has the ab crunch. The only difference is that the one from Iron Will has a peg to peg the legs together, but other than that, they transform identically and they have the same amount of posability. I'm not saying they stole anything, which third-party companies steal everything from each other, but yeah, I really like this guy. Just very basic. They weren't trying to make it look like Spike or the original Spike or anything like that. They just made him a little blue robot, and I really like that. So I'm not planning on doing any of the other modes, like the scout tank or whatever. I will bring over the box, show off the box, and show you those modes. We're just going to go over the Warden, and his upgrade for Fort Max. So I'm going to swing the box over right now. So here it is, the box, and of course we'll just have to raise it up. Nice big image of Warden right there, and Warden PEDX30 Super Robot, picture of him. Then this is the product shots. These are all like prototype images, it looks like, but it does the same thing. This is the one that we won't be going over, the scout tank. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's just the little guy with some pieces riding on the tracks of the tank. So I'm not planning on going over that, and I've never figured this out, so we'll see if I can figure it out for Fort Max. But we're really after the commander mode, the robot mode, and his combined mode, so that's the box. That's the bottom of the box. That's the top of the box. Then the side of the box is the same thing. So that's the plan. We're just going to go over his two main modes. So, alright, so here he is now, back on the table. And let's just jump right into it. So this will become his gun. You can see a little bit of a barrel. And then we'll just flip out that. And now we have his gun, a little gun. So we'll just come back here. And I'll just pull all this off. Like that. This is supposed to click into this, but it really doesn't. Just sits there. But there's enough, you know, you just saw it's wiggly, but there's enough friction between the nose of the big face for the upgrade for Fort Max. Sits good in there, like latches in there that you can't really pull it up. But so for this to separate these pieces, these missile pods, you just take them off like that. And we'll keep this. Everything else will go off the side for now. The treads, just rip these off. And I've always done it the way MGO does it. You open this flap and then you put it on. It's a million times easier to line up these tabs. I know it's these two dark silver ones, and then it's those two light gray ones. So that's how I have done it. You can do it however you want, but that's how I do it, just like MGO. So then to pull these rocket pods off like that, and then if this doesn't already do it for you, at least on mine, pull that off and do that. And now we're left with this. And it's pretty simple if you can't see. We'll just straighten out his legs, swivel him around like that, fold up the feet like that, get those situated, and I like to flip this down first, then bring up the chest, flip this down. I think you probably could leave it up, but I flip it down. We'll need this piece. Oh, we'll need our headmaster. But I don't know. There he is. Need the headmaster. Then we'll split the arms, bring them down, swivel them forward. And then we'll come here, open up the arms. And if you can't get this, a technique that I've done on a lot of toys, like the new or newish Legacy Skullgrin, I've had trouble with his hands. I have taken, you know, like the gun or his sword, and it's gonna fight me, but, you know, just take something and then just like lever it out. This is something that I really don't like about this toy. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, because the seller said he had never transformed it, and I'm going to take his word for it, because the instructions were in their bag. So I was trying to transform this guy by memory, and I didn't watch a full video by MGO or whoever has done a video over this guy. And so I might have done that completely wrong. Maybe you're supposed to move the like twist the fist to the side or something. I really don't know. So I may have done a million things wrong transforming this toy or whatever, and I always forget about this, but flip these around. Like that. So there's that, and we'll put this on first. So we'll use this, and there's that bar right there, and we'll just clip it on like that. And then these two black boxes will go onto those tabs. You can see the slots right there. And I like to just hold them because they do like swivel around. So I like to hold them so they somewhat stay in place a bit better. and then push them on. And now we'll get him all situated. And now this guy, just like the Make Toys Iron Will, does the same thing. He uses ab crunch to open up his eyes. Then the knees peg into the shoulders. And then this goes down like that. So, yeah. Now I'll bring this down like so. And here he is in his base form. I really like it. It looks really cool. I love the look of this toy. I love him in both modes. This is how I'm going to keep him, because I personally like Fortress Maximus just alone, and I like this guy alone. He does look nice when he's with Fortress Maximus, which of course will show off. But yeah, really, really like this guy. He looks amazing. He's sorry for that. He's pretty clean, even though he, parts forms. You're just gonna have to accept that he parts forms, because this toy is, it's an upgrade. He's not just a figure. If Perfect Effects was making a figure, I don't think it'd be like this. It might look like this, but it wouldn't be like this. It'd probably be maybe a little bit better, maybe a little less parts forming, a little bit more complex, because he's pretty basic. His posability is not basic. It's very expressive. The head, I find that when you twist the head, I'll try to show this off the best I can, is that when you twist the head itself wants to twist before the actual joint in the body. So what I like to do is I like to pull the head off and then put it at a different angle. So like that. If I want him to look forward, or forward-ish, like within, a couple degrees, I just keep his head on. But if I want him to look to the sides, I just put the head on like that. It probably strains that connection quite a bit, but that's what I like to do. That's how I've solved the problem. But that's just how I do it. And so that's what you get. You can get a little bit of like nodding, but that's really it. His arms can do a full 360. Can go out a lot because it's in the shoulder. The shoulder pad and the body shoulder. He has a little bit of a butterfly joint. Sorry. A little bit of a butterfly joint. He has a bicep swivel. Mine's a little loose, but it's okay. And then he has a really deep elbow bend. And then he has wrist swivel. And then his hands. He doesn't really have a thumb. I just think that's so funny. He doesn't really have a thumb. Just move his arms out really quick. He has a beautiful waist swivel. He has an ab crunch, and then you can't get an arcing back. If you took all this out and you left that gaping hole in his back, you could get an arcing back, but you can get some nice a nice ab crunch. It does have some play, at least in mine, in the ratchet for that, but it's okay. Flip up the skirts, and he can kick. If you move the knee spike, kick that high, kick that far back, that far out, thigh swivel, beautiful knee. And then he does not have the greatest pivot. It can swivel because of the ball joint. And then you can manipulate these to do whatever you want. But if you use this transformation joint, I think, for the head mode, yeah, it is loose, but you can get way more. Like, you could probably thicken that up, find a way to make it tighter, and you could use that as a pivot. Not really, but if you did it right, you probably could. But I've just noticed that you probably could. Probably wouldn't work the greatest, but just saying that it's there. It could be used for that. But yeah, I had a lot of fun posing this guy. I personally like to take these missile pods off like that, like, because these missile pods, they come off and they'll go on his legs. But I personally love this very clean, just base robot aesthetic of him. I like this just very normal base aesthetic like this, and then his armored up form. So let's get him into that. So we'll bring these back in, these ones that came off the top, and we'll flip these down like so to reveal those tabs, and then we'll tab, oops, and then we'll tab that in. And then same thing, tab it in over here, and then we have his gun, but we'll use his gun in the other mode anyways. And then we'll bring in all these missile pods. Bring in all these missile pods. Just move him off the side. And we'll grab the tracks. And it really doesn't matter. You can just put these wherever you want, in whatever slot you want. It doesn't matter if they're facing backwards or forwards, because they're on ball joints. So if you put them on wrong, no matter what, they're not wrong. There's no wrong way to do this part. So you just put these on like that, and then you just gonna angle this, and now we're gonna open this up like so. Now we'll swing this back up, and now these pegs are in your way, and they'll go over through these slots, and it'll just shove right onto his back like so. Just need to play with his balance. Like, I've had a little bit of trouble just playing with his legs, like just working the knees and the hips and the ankles in tandem to, you know, make him stand up straight and hold his weight. His joints are strong enough to hold his weight, but it's just how you have to work all three joints together to get it that way. And now we have this piece, and there are two ports, and then two tabs right here, and this will kill this joint. So if you want to keep that, leave this piece off. Just bang this on, and then do that. So here we are with his fully armored version, like so. And you can see that he's holding himself up and he's standing up straight. You know, he's not having to do a lot of stuff to his, you know, legs or his knees, or have to, you know, use his ab crunch or anything like that. He's just holding it very nicely. Like, I would take the time to somewhat balance him, but, you know, he can hold it. He definitely doesn't want to sort of stay. I think just, I don't know. But he looks phenomenal. He's amazing looking. An amazing looking toy. Just, he looks so rad. I did think about getting the upgrade kit. I think to give him longer legs and small gun. I am thinking about getting that. I think I'll get it later on, but overall right now he still looks really cool. The only reason why I really want the upgrade is so he can scale just a little bit better, or be the same height as my Make Toys Iron Will. Only reason why. But I really love the look of this guy. Absolutely love him. He's just so cool, so awesome looking. He has great posability, and he can pull off the same poses with the backpack on as his base robot form. Like, he's capable of doing that. So because I put him in some poses. So we'll put this away for right now, and simply just plug it onto his back like that with that little slot. And then this gun, I like to fold this up. I don't think it's correct for this mode. But I do. I like the cleaner look. And then just bring up that handle. And then open up his hands. And because this gun's so big, it also somewhat counteracts the weight on his back. Obviously not perfectly, but it does. It counteracts the weight on his back. So yeah, there is his big old gun, which looks incredible. You know, just I personally like him with the small gun, and this gun looks cool. I really do like it. It's really cool, but I don't know. I think he just kind of gets lost in it because it's so huge, because it's not really meant for him. But it still looks incredibly awesome. The whole thing, like, if you were to just sort of like make him stand like above you, like, for how small this toy is, like, he's not very big. The Make Toys Iron Will is bigger than him. He's about, I'd say, new leader scale, old Voyager scale, like height wise. That's about how tall he is. Obviously he's taller with the treads, but those don't count. So he's not a big toy. You know, so this gun kind of makes him get a little lost, in my personal opinion. If he had his leg extenders, I think he would look amazing with this gun. But for right now, I just, you know, make him hold it like on the box, like off to the side, like a, you know, like a sickle, you know, like a Grim Reaper. You know, that family picture with the pitchfork. Yeah, whatever. You guys probably know, but I'm just on a tangent or whatever. But yeah, I really love this guy. He looks amazing and so awesome. So let's get all these pieces off of him and get him on Fortress Maximus. So we'll go ahead and do that. Just get all of this stuff off of his back and off of him. Put it all off to the side. What I like to do, so I don't stress really any of the parts here, I like to grab those two little black boxes and wiggle it off like so, just because I don't want to stress out very many of the parts. And we'll just close this up, and we'll need the gun, the little gun, and we'll need these. And if you didn't see on the box, I forgot to mention that the knee spikes are die-cast metal. These pieces, these blue pieces, are die-cast metal, and then these black pieces, or gray pieces, are die-cast metal. So he has a lot of weight. These pieces are too, it feels like. No, they're not. But he has a lot of weight to him for how small he is. So we'll slip these in, and we'll take his head off. And we can store him on the robot, in the head mode. So you're supposed to leave this on. I've just, for how easy it is just to do that, and the fact that you already parts forms with it, you know, for how much parts forming this guy already does, I just sort of, you know, embrace it, because it just makes it a little bit more difficult, especially if you're going to put him inside, for the head mode, or the command mode. I think that's what the box calls it. I personally like pulling it off and then putting it on when we're done with the actual guy, with the rest of it. So we'll put this off to the side, just right there, and we're basically just going to put the arms back the way we found them for his vehicle mode. Just put them all back like we had them before. and just close them up like so. And now we'll just leave that the way it is. Now before I forget, we are going to do this, flip up all the skirts, flip up this piece, and swivel this piece. I guess it's only one way, but close that up, and then we can put down all the skirts. And this is a very crucial thing. If you don't do that, the feet, which become the, you know, like the sides of the cheeks, will be facing backwards. And when I first got this guy, I thought he was misassembled. But we'll activate the ab crunch, and you need to fold that up so it can fit like that. And I think, I don't know where you position this, so we'll wait. But we'll unfurl his legs, and you can see this. We'll do one leg first. Got this cut out, so you'll swivel the leg like that, and then we will fold up the ankle like so. Look exactly like that. Wait, no, you don't flip that in. You only flip this in for going into the tank mode. And then I like to just swivel this skirt around because we'll need to bring that down, swing that around so it can swing up like this. Like that. So it needs to look like this because then it'll accordion up to form the side of the face. So we'll just do the same thing really quick with this leg. Swing that around. Oh, fully around. Angle that. Move that skirt down. Swivel up. Just like that. So now we are right here. And we'll just leave it right here for now, because we will need our face. And we'll just open that up, bring those forward, and I get you might be able to do that, but you're supposed to transform him, so we'll just transform him back like so, and he just sort of sits like that. And now this is where I think it becomes much easier because you do it like this. There's a bunch of tabs, like this tab right here. This one's the worst one because it tabs in like this, and then this tab tabs in, you know, like this. You know, so it just makes it more difficult to, you know, try to, this is like this, so you gotta, you know, maneuver everything around. That's why I just like to, you know, sort of just do it like this. Get everything tabbed in back here. Tabbed in back here. And then to swing these out like so, the sides of the cheeks. Bring this in. Connect it. And now we can fiddle around with this, just fitting it back in. So it can get all tabbed in. And this mode definitely has the most, like, just having to play with it and mess around with it. The Headmaster, if you're going to put the Headmaster inside of here, just to store them, which you're already going to be storing quite a bit of parts. Like, if you don't want... I really apologize, guys, for just the coughing and me being sick, but I really wanted to make a video, just wanted to get it done, and there, I got it. You just have to kind of fiddle with it, but this is the best technique that I have found. It's much more difficult, in my personal opinion, to try to do that with the face still connected. In my personal opinion, you just bring that down. But, and then this, I have a little bit of trouble. It doesn't just snugly fit in. You just have to, you know, kind of just futz with it. And then just bang it on like that. So there's his face, there's the head, and it looks awesome. It's definitely condenses a whole lot better than the tank mode, but it looks awesome. So let's get Fort Max on the table. Hopefully it doesn't break it, and we'll get the head on. So here are the two heads. I got the guns. The only thing you need to do for this is swing. No. You don't swing it around. You... What? Didn't know that could happen. There. Fixed it. No. Oops, sorry. Had it right the first time. Needs to be like this, and that just tabs in. And these are the two differences. Oh, let's bring it up really quick. These are the differences between the guns. Just bigger, a bit more detailed. Has a nice green piece and red piece for the scope, when this is just a piece of blue plastic. So, show off the new gun. But here are the two different heads. This guy, obviously, if you know, gives Fort Max a bit more of a neck. And this one is just, the old one. Obviously, they're completely different toys. They're not supposed to scale with each other or look the same. But just for comparison, this guy probably weighs, like as much as like 100 of these. Like, he's very, very light. But put him off the side, and we'll bring in our new gun, a new head, and we'll just go up. So we're here right now, and we'll just put the gun in his hand, like so. And I was really surprised that the gun, for how detailed it is, like at least the front of the face for Fort Max has the same, sort of soft aesthetic, but the gun is very detailed. So I was surprised that it's still somewhat meshed with the look of the whole toy. I was really surprised by that. But it looks good. It looks really good. And it comes down to there. It's a significantly bigger. Not significantly. It's definitely a bigger gun. And then there's no real place, but something on here pegs in, and that will just go on like so. Push him back so you can see. It just makes him look a lot more proportionate with this new head. And I get that. It looks amazing. I think there's just enough detail to mesh with everything, but it's detailed enough to where it looks interesting, not like soft focus kind of. And Emgo pointed out that some people think this head's too big and everything, but it's because we've been looking at that head for a million years and not this new one. And I really like the look of it, but I personally love this toy because of his Warden mode. But if you display Warden like this, it's still amazing. This probably was Perfect Effects' main thing, was to do this mode. And I understand it looks amazing. The gun looks really cool with him. The head really brings it together. Makes this toy feel a bit more modern, even though it's wildly not modern. It just makes it feel that way. And obviously, Fort Max will get his review someday, but not today. But yeah, I really love this toy. I'm not gonna transform him back just for my conclusion. I love this toy. I'm super glad. I'm really sorry, guys. Sorry to stop my conclusion, but I really apologize for this. My coughing and everything. Whatever. I apologize for it. I wish I could do something about it, but I can't. So I really apologize. But I love this toy. It's amazing. I'm so glad to have it. I didn't talk about the base, but who cares about a base? I just looked over and I saw it. But I really love the toy. It just looks amazing. It's so fun to handle. I think it'd be even more fun with the upgrade kit, to make him taller and to scale a bit more with like third party toys, or to look, you know, better with third party toys. He just looks just awesome in all of his modes. But the one thing that just trips me up is that he's so expensive. Is that he was expensive then and he's expensive now. Like, I think the Make Toys Iron Will just made me sort of not rethink, but sort of, think that, oh, if a third party toy is old, it's going to be not a lot of money. But I guess that's completely wrong. Because I got my Make Toys Iron Will for like $90. Because it was on clearance, but it's just a so expensive toy, and I'm glad that I got mine for $200. And that's why I jumped on it fairly quickly. But still, just it's a phenomenal toy. Really, really love it, but only get it if you really, really wanted it like me, or you really, really, really want this Fort Max. In my personal opinion, if you want an IDW Fortress Maximus, he doesn't look accurate enough. He's not tall enough. He doesn't scale good enough. To really want him, it's more of an homage, just like a lot of the other, mainline toys of the time, is that they're homaging the G1 stuff, not really, full on doing it. So that's what I would say about this toy. Is get it if you really, really want it, for either reason. But I would just personally wait, because I really want to see Hasbro and Takara make make a Fortress Maximus. I'd love to see him be a leader class. An IDW Fortress Maximus, I'd love to see him be a leader class, or maybe a commander. I would love to see that happen. I think it would be incredible, especially to put him next to this guy. But I love the toy, but I just cannot get past that, is that he should not be $300 10, 11 years later. In my personal opinion, he should at least be $50 less. And maybe you guys are able to find him for $200 or less, but I personally have not been able to. At least places where I want to buy him. But I was lucky enough to get him for $200, and I'm very, very happy. I think I'd be not so stoked about him if I got him for more. But I still really, really like him. Really, really think he's a great, great toy. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. So, till next time, see ya.